Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So Bitcoin on the hourly, guys, we've seen a significant pump for Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto space. Okay, this happened yesterday around 9 a.m. in the morning Eastern Standard Time. And right now, look at where Bitcoin is. It came right back down in this level of support, bounced right back up after finding support back here. I don't know if you guys can see that. After finding support back here, it retraced, bounced back up, and now we're in this level. So Bitcoin trading right now at about 9,500, 9,518. And the rest of the crypto space, guys, is moving along with it. This is XRP on the hourly as well. We've also got VET on the hourly, and we can see that retracement coming down here in that level and bouncing back up. So the crypto market looking fairly green today. Bitcoin up 4.27%, Ethereum up 4.41%, and XRP up 2.88%. Look at the green, guys. Look at the green. Maker. Wow, look at Maker up 23.34%, and VeChain 14.10%, number 26 on CoinMarketCap. The other thing I wanted to point out, guys, look at the new circulating supply for XRP. It looks as though it has been corrected. 44.257 billion XRP now in circulation. Or rather, that was always the number that was in circulation, but CoinMarketCap had not updated their page. So now they have. If we just go back to the chart, though, for a second, let's just go back to Bitcoin real quick. Put it on the daily. We can see, guys, we are still, this is just, when I put it on the hourly, it really is just showing what is happening in the moment to moment. But overall, this trend still needs to be broken. Okay, we still need to pierce that $10,500 mark in order for Bitcoin to continue to rise, theoretically. We still could be seeing a bearish move down, so it's all a matter of how buyers and sellers are feeling at that moment. I think if we do touch 10 again, it is likely we could go up, but we're down here, 9,500 roughly, and the momentum just hasn't been there. So my thought is Bitcoin will go lower. It will bring the rest of the crypto market lower, but we'll just have to wait and see. Guys, I saw this. Apparently, Japanese crypto hodlers prefer XRP over Ethereum. A survey by Japanese crypto exchange BitMax shows 25% of traders prefer XRP compared to only 9% in Ethereum and 26% in Bitcoin. So XRP high up there on the list, right next to Bitcoin, despite the fact Ether is currently the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Japanese crypto hodlers may prefer to hold XRP, according to the results of a survey posted by Twitter by Japanese cryptocurrency exchange BitMax on June 12th. Bitcoin is nearly as popular as the XRP token amongst traders, and they surveyed about 1,498 people, so almost 1,500 people, and people coming out in droves saying, we prefer XRP. Down here's a bit of a caveat. It is worth noting that it is a small sample size, like that in the aforementioned survey may not necessarily make the results definitive. However, the Japanese Virtual Currency Exchange Association reported similar findings in December 2019. XRP was second behind BTC among a number of yen-dominated digital asset holdings, with Ethereum also in third. So the Japanese people, strong XRP hodlers, and could this be because XRP might be more prevalent in their country? And by that, I just mean the exposure that XRP is getting in Japan compared to the United States, for example. Down here, it says XRP losing support outside Japan. And so in the space, the space does go through ebbs and flows, and people get really excited about XRP when it's doing well, and people not so excited about XRP when it's not doing well. That is just human psychology. It makes no sense. The fundamentals of XRP have not changed. The price action, sure. It's not, sometimes it's not as great, but then other times we see XRP rallies, like before the crash of mid-March during the pandemic. We saw XRP rally, guys, up to 34.5 cents. And that was a fairly healthy rally. Bitcoin was rallying too, but XRP doesn't get the credit it deserves sometimes. So I'm glad to hear this. I'm glad to hear it is popular in Japan, and still popular in Japan with XRP hodlers. I got a bit of VeChain news here, guys. VeChain partners with Verida Health for decentralized solution in healthcare. And this is an Australian-based company. They're looking for a transparent and reliable solution to manage the health data of its patients. The VeChain Thor blockchain provided by VeChain meets exactly these requirements, so both companies have entered into a partnership. So this with Verida Health, I believe it's pronounced. We're pleased to announce that Verida Health has spun out a new enterprise focused on decentralized healthcare technology. Learn about it at our website. So VeChain, multiple verticals. This, the latest partnership with Verida Health in Australia for a decentralized open source platform that offers complete solutions for companies in the healthcare sector. So it's really amazing what VeChain is doing. They don't just do healthcare; they do food supply chain and other types of supply chains. They are in. They've worked with car companies like BMW and Renault. So many applications there with the VeChain blockchain. This just the latest. We got Martin Volk here on Twitter. Any thoughts on this quote? And so this had to do with this article here from the NASDAQ, National Science Foundation funds research into crypto dollars. And here's the quote Martin's talking about. The digital currency will be distributed free of charge to users in proportion to their already existing wealth. So here's what the National Science Foundation is looking to do. They've been awarded $225,000 to design cryptocurrency features for the US dollar, which doesn't sound to me like a CBDC necessarily, but the question is, could they add cryptocurrency features to the existing dollar in that maybe it would provide more security? Just as one example, the Retroactivity Network Consensus, or the KRNC, is a protocol that would allocate a scarce cryptocurrency like Bitcoin to fiat dollars. The digital currency will be distributed free of charge to users in proportion to their already existing wealth, so anyone who holds dollars can interact with decentralized applications without having to purchase cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin or Ether. To me, that just sounds like based on how much money you have liquid. So if you have $100,000 in the bank, let's say, you will be able to convert your $100,000 for $100,000 US dollars with this same feature. And from there, you will be able to use all these other cryptocurrency features, like maybe it would make buying Bitcoin or Ethereum easier on certain exchanges. I have no idea. They don't really give too much detail here. It is a very interesting idea, although would this go against the whole CBDC thing and what they're trying to roll out, or rather what they've been talking about, at least for many central banks around the world, the idea that creating a new what they're calling a CBDC pegged to their current fiat currency? I don't know. It's anybody's guess, although this is an interesting approach to a maybe like a hybrid CBDC / fiat currency. I'm not sure. Guys, if you have comments or any thoughts on this, put it in the comment section. I am interested to hear what your thoughts are on this. So thank you, Martin, for posting that. I also got this from Matthew LINY on Twitter. This is massive news. Okay, so First American Trust FSB selects Volante Technologies US Fedwire as a service in the cloud. That's right, guys. And Volpe, you know Volante is a Ripple partner. Here's a diagram describing their workflow. This is, I think, an old one. But here's the article with regards to this new integration. So Volante Technology is a global provider of payment solutions to accelerate digital transformation. Today announced that First American Trust FSB has selected Volante's US Fedwire as a service. First American Trust offers banking solutions for the escrow and real estate industries. Volante's service, running on Microsoft Azure, will replace the bank's legacy Fedwire processing solution and modernize its payments processing infrastructure. So big news there. There were rumblings about the Microsoft Azure Ripple collaboration, and we know for sure Volante is indeed running on Ripple, as per this workflow infographic that Matthew LINY so kindly posted. Let me just go on here. By automating wire processing with Volante's Fedwire as a service in the cloud, the bank will benefit from resilient, reliable, and scalable payments technology. They will be able to smoothly handle increasing wire volumes and ensure that their customers' wires are never missed, duplicated, or delayed in the future. First American Trust will also be able to easily extend the service to other currently available payment types such as ACH, the clearinghouse, and SWIFT cross-border payments. The service's native ISO 20022 messaging and 24/7 365 operational capabilities also ensure that the bank will be ready to make the most of the Federal Reserve's upcoming enhancements to the U.S. payment system, including the FedNow real-time payment system. So, guys, ISO 20022 integration, check. A company that's already integrated with Ripple, check. And the fact that they are running on the Microsoft Azure platform, we also know has a connection to Ripple there. Let me just get into First American Corporation. They're a corporation in the United States financial services company which provides title insurance and settlement services to the real estate and mortgage industry. So guys, a huge industry there. They were originally founded in 1889, so they've been around a long time, and their revenue for 2019 was upwards of $6.2 billion. So big company looking to modernize payments and clearly want to use Ripple technology to do so. So thanks so much, Matthew, for posting that. So we've got Volante using Ripple tech and indirectly XRP for possibly settling real estate or mortgage transactions. We've also got this. So this from Ripple Rich on Twitter at Rich Ripple. Turkish real estate firm Antalya Homes now supports Bitcoin payments. So we're seeing this as a trend across the world. So this is a Turkish real estate firm, doesn't have to do with XRP, but cryptocurrency with real estate is the theme I'm talking about here. So Turkish real estate firm Antalya Homes announced that its customers can now pay for properties listed on its platform with Bitcoin. According to a June 15th announcement, Antalya Homes claims to have recorded the highest value real estate sale ever made while using Bitcoin as a payment in Turkey. Per the company, the beer flu pandemic forced the real estate industry to innovate. More precisely, Antalya Homes reacted by offering virtual home tours and adding support for Bitcoin on its website. The firm's chairman, Bayram Teksi, explained, in the sale of a villa in Antalya, we recorded visuals of the house with a drone and did an online viewing tour with the customer. Then we brought the buyer and the seller together on an online meeting and finalized the negotiations. Antalya Homes brokered the payment with Bitcoin. The sale, worth $1.25 million, was the highest value property sale ever made by Bitcoin in Turkey. So they also facilitate payments with XRP, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Bitcoin Gold, Tether, Stellar, and Ethereum. If you guys are interested, if you live in Turkey and maybe want to buy a home. And this isn't the first time we've seen this kind of thing. I wanted to thank Rich Ripple on Twitter for posting that. I don't know if you guys remember, but maybe it was about maybe a year ago now, maybe even longer. This was posted February 2018, but I mentioned this a couple of times. Toronto man will only sell his condo for Bitcoin, and here is why. This guy, after the Bitcoin bull run, saw the potential in Bitcoin. He worked on Wall Street, and he wanted to sell his condo for Bitcoin, and he realized, this really does shrink the pool quite a bit. Now, keep in mind, guys, this was back from February 2018, so maybe that mindset is changing. But he really did see the value in selling his property, accepting Bitcoin for the sale, and basically holding Bitcoin for the long term. So one of his rationale is it's fairly difficult to get rid of blocks of Bitcoin quickly, so real estate is a natural fit for that. If people want to get rid of 30 or 40 coins at a time, it's kind of a good way to do it through property. So again, February 2018, this is when Bitcoin was near its all-time high. I got XRP here, but let me just bring up Bitcoin, and he has a good point here. So February 18th is around here. Bitcoin was trading, Bitcoin's trading at roughly what it is now, about 10,000 per BTC. But he does bring up a good point. If you want to liquidate 30, like let's say you had Bitcoin and you've been hodling so many coins for so long, it's difficult to liquidate 30 or 40 coins at a time just because the exchange you will be liquidating from might not have the cash on hand, or you might have to separate it through multiple exchanges. Well, here's one way to transfer wealth from one asset to another through real estate. And real estate, tends to be expensive, especially if you're buying, luxury homes in big metropolitan areas. So again, keeping with this theme of real estate, now this Turkish firm accepting XRP to sell real estate. Also, we are seeing this Volante partnership, and they deal with mortgages and real estate now settling with XRP. Guys, the future is looking promising for cryptocurrency adoption. We are seeing it roll out before our eyes. So I'm going to continue moving along here. Another one from Matthew Liny. Here is a list of central bank digital currencies and stablecoin initiatives. Now, this list identifies 45 plus central banks around the world in many different continents that are interested in CBDCs. Now, a lot of this has to do with the beer flu pandemic, obviously, the way the face of money is changing. But this is great because a year ago, even 4 months ago, 5 months ago, we wouldn't have been talking about CBDCs in the way we are today. Before the pandemic, there was this not so pressing sentiment in the air that, sure, we're going to go digital one day, but it's not really that important. But ever since the pandemic, now these countries are really looking at CBDCs. So some of them include Egypt, we've got Ghana, we've got Mauritius, just to name a few, Rwanda, we've got Senegal, South Africa, Tunisia, and in Asia, we've got Cambodia, China, of course, Hong Kong, Indonesia, we've got Japan, what else? We got Singapore, we've got South Korea, Thailand, some of the heavy hitters there We've got Australia. In the Caribbean, we've got Antigua, Barbados, Dominica, just to name a few. I'm not going to name them all. Bahamas, guys. Republic of the Marshall Islands. In Europe, we've got Denmark, Estonia, the European Central Bank as well, Finland, France, Iceland, Lithuania. We've got the Netherlands, Norway. I'm just scrolling down here. We've got Russia, Sweden, of course, Switzerland, the Ukraine, United Kingdom, Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, Turkey. This is in the Middle East. In North America, we've got Canada and the United States. I'm surprised Mexico isn't on this list. We've got South America, Argentina, Brazil, Ecuador, Uruguay. What else do we have? Potential newcomers, interesting. Germany, India, Italy, Kazakhstan, Kenya, Malta, Morocco, New Zealand, and the Philippines. I'm quite surprised that some of these countries, like the Philippines, for example, and India, aren't already looking towards CBDCs because the remittances in those countries is so large. Nevertheless, those are just some of the countries looking to produce CBDCs, and of course, that list has grown over the last 12 months. Here are some special cases. Venezuela, we know that they had the petrodollar, and there was an issue there. Iran has got their issue with sanctions, but what I thought was interesting down here is they mentioned Libra. Libra is a stable coin that was designed to be a universal currency. Central banks around the world saw the launch of Libra as an existential threat and as far as potentially an audacious move by Facebook to become the largest bank in the world overnight, despite Libra being a separate organization with corporate members located all around the world. Their launch caused many central banks all around the world to expedite their research around CBDCs. A universal stablecoin currency has been cited by many critics as a threat to monetary policy, central bank controls and influence, and financial stability. As a result, the Libra coin has been shunned by leaders of central banks all around the world and is still seeking regulatory approval from Switzerland's FINMA regulator to authorize their launch to the world with the full support of financial regulators to ensure Libra's authenticity. Very interesting there. So central banks kick their CBDC initiatives into high gear, of course, because of the pandemic, but also because of the Libra threat from last summer. And Facebook hasn't released this yet, but it is a threat to the central banks. You know, they would lose control if there was this one world currency, especially if it was run by a corporation like Facebook. I don't think anything good could come out of that. I am going to keep moving along, though, here, guys, because I've got this tweet, another one from Matthew Lany, going on with the Visa and Facebook theme. Visa, Facebook link up for payments on WhatsApp. This payment network is most likely XRP enabled. So we have this WhatsApp news here. Visa is working with Facebook so that customers can fully use the new payments feature on WhatsApp in Brazil. The global digital payments giant announced on Monday. As digital becomes the epicenter of daily life, during the global pandemic, being able to move money in real time is increasingly critical for consumers and businesses. Using our technology to open up avenues like WhatsApp for more people to shop and pay each other digitally is an incredibly powerful proposition that we're excited to bring to life. So Visa working with Facebook in this case. I saw this earlier. Alex Augut at APAGUT on Twitter. And Mark Zuckerberg here with a statement. Today we're starting to launch payments for people using WhatsApp in Brazil. We're making sending and receiving money as easy as sharing photos. We're also enabling small businesses to make sales within WhatsApp. So interesting how this is going. Facebook's WhatsApp brings digital payments to users in Brazil. Just another article referring to that. But it's interesting to see this Visa connection and the fact that Visa is definitely teaming up with Facebook to help this along. Now, we know Visa acquired Earthport about a year ago, maybe just a little over a year ago now. So that is going to help the value proposition of this partnership, I think, a lot. And the integration with an app just makes so much sense at this point. Okay, when you're using your phone, you're usually in Facebook or WhatsApp or any other kind of messaging, software, and you're chatting with people. And these are the times where, you might want to flit a few bucks back and forth if you're saying, oh, hey, yeah, I got you your ticket for that event that we're going to. Well, maybe not right now because we're in a pandemic, but, maybe a year from now, I got that ticket. Can you pay me back? Yeah, sure. Here's, $20 or $30 or $40 or whatever. I'll just send it to you with my WhatsApp XRP enabled software. We're going to see this more and more, just being able to send money back and forth quickly, easily, like we send information, like Mark Zuckerberg said here, making it as easy as sending a photo. This is the internet of value, guys. This is the internet of value. And so we've always considered Visa to be a company that lends you money possibly, and then, you just have to pay them back and they charge you interest. But really, what does Visa do? XRP Yo-Yo posted this video here. It's about 2 minutes and 20 seconds long, and I don't want to play the entire thing, but I do want to play a little chunk of this. Let me just find the place here. Right over here, they're talking to some people asking what Visa does, and a lot of people don't really understand what Visa does, but here they really do explain it. I'm just going to play you a little clip.
Visa is a payments technology company that facilitates commerce around the world. Whether you're making a purchase, sending money to a friend, or part of a business moving money to another business. Visa pioneered the electronic payments business more than 60 years ago, envisioning a world in which paying for something could be translated into electrons and photons that move across the globe at the speed of light.
The consumer may access an infinite range of goods and services whenever he chooses, wherever he may be.
Today, there are more than 3 billion Visa accounts around the world, in more than 200 countries and territories. During fiscal year 2019, more than 200 billion payments and cash transactions were made with the Visa brand, representing more than 11 trillion in payments and cash volume, from the largest cities to remote communities across the globe.
Okay, so I'm just going to end it there. Guys, I will link this tweet in the description if you want to watch the full video. Ultimately, though, what I wanted to point out was that they are not just a lender of money. They are indeed an entire network. And this is how everything can change with technologies like RippleNet and cryptocurrencies like XRP in the forefront. And when they started up about 60 years ago, they envisioned moving money through ones and zeros before cryptocurrency was even a thought on anybody's radar. Now we have the technology to implement these changes way more efficiently, and this is why we're seeing acquisitions like through Earthport. MasterCard obviously trying to keep up as well, and American Express is XRP enabled. So this is going to be a game changer, and this is why Facebook is teaming up with Visa in order to integrate into WhatsApp what will be, I think, the future of how we're going to be able to send money from person to person. Forget your bank accounts, forget PayPal. This kind of technology is going to be integrated in everything we use, WhatsApp now being obviously the first example. So will they be able to pull it off? Facebook, I mean, with that Visa partnership, well, I certainly do think they have more clout if they will be working with Visa, more stability and better reputation in the payment space overall. Guys, I also wanted to point this out. Ripple to complete global coverage by mid-2021 and plug MoneyGram's cash payout to RippleNet this year. I saw this from Leonidas' website, the XRP Arcade. So apparently there was a fireside chat with Marcus Treacher, and he said some very, very interesting things. When asked if there were any plans for Ripple to expand into China, and if so, what are the issues, Mr. Treacher mentioned that Ripple is very keen to expand into China. In order for that to happen, though, the geopolitical situation needs to soften, but Ripple is very much prepared to move in. Ripple's SVP explained that Ripple does transact with some Chinese nodes right now. He hopes we should see a lot more of that as things become a bit more open. So Ripple obviously planning to move into China. As far as the type of customers Ripple has right now, Mr. Treacher mentioned that about half of the customers that Ripple works with and has on the network are payments companies and exchanges, and half are banks. It's also interesting to note that the banks tend to be the receivers while the payment companies are much more likely to be on the send side. And here's a big quote here. When asked if users can make payments anywhere in the world with Ripple's technology, here's what he replied. Our network is only as big as the customers that we connected to and clear through. So right now we clear directly in 45 countries through a number of RippleNet members like Neum, for example, with head offices in Singapore, who are aggregators like Earthport, for example. We can touch many, many other countries. The way we're heading, I would think by mid-2021, we'll have, for all intents and purposes, complete global coverage. We do have a great pipe into MoneyGram, which we have a relationship with, which gives us a cash payout in virtually every country in the world. And we're looking to build that up and plug that into the RippleNet network this year. So 2020, 2021, and by mid-2021, complete global coverage for RippleNet using XRP. The clarity is that last piece of the puzzle, guys. We need to see that regulatory clarity before we really start to see that volume flow. But a lot of interesting developments in the space. We've got Visa, also the multitude of central banks looking to jump into the CBDC game. The future is here, guys. Cryptocurrency adoption is on our doorstep. You will all be happy you bought digital assets when you did. Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.